You got flesh-eating bacteria and preparations for war. Countermeasures and missiles being, of course, pointing at the real enemy against the heathens. Well, not the heathens. Heathens can they finna get they 1,000 lashes or 1,000,000 lashes. But of course, the enemy against this world, against a natural order, and against the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds, man. You got Esau, man. It's the first scripture. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. There's know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So come, and we're in this perilous times, where you see death and destruction and pestilence, and we're only really in the beginning of it. It's not true famine. Once Esau get cut off from all his seas and whatnot, all his connections across the four winds, then you're gonna have true famine, because you ain't gonna have all the breads being brought from well, I think it's some is made in America and some is made in other parts of the country, other parts of the world. A whole bunch of items and things that America needs, and of course the silly things that America wants and proofs and poofs out. They ain't gonna have none of that. They gonna have nothing. You gonna have real pestilence and famine and death, and of course when the dollar collapse, that's gonna be true perilous times. That's when Jericho trouble really hit, and you gonna have and the Lord gonna, of course, so his elect men and his true believers. He gonna test everybody. He's gonna give a trial for everyone that actually believes unto the name Yahweh by Shemashah. Imagine being offered the Karagma because your wives, kids can't eat and whatnot, and being rejected from the store because you don't got no Karagma, man. So shoot, that's not something you even got to imagine. That's something that's gonna happen. But the thing is, you do have to prepare and put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shemashah, to know that we are in these perilous times, and to not to scare yourself at wit's end. Of course, be fearful of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah of what He can do, but of course be also hopeful and faithful for the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, because He can give you spiritual powers. He can give you the strength to fight 100 men for your family, your kids. For another Jake on the side of the road that believes in Yahweh Shemashah, that's a simple believer. So the Lord can do anything for you as long as you believe in Him 100%. So these are the perilous times that we are coming into, and these are the signs of the end times. Because we are very close to it. And this is just going into, that flesh-eating bacteria, and of course, other creatures that the Lord creates, and that can, that Esau, puts into extinction, but that the Lord can easily just poof right back into existence. Ones that have already been created, or the ones that the Lord decides to make, because the Lord is the author of the universe. He can easily raise up rocks to do everything He wants, but of course he made a whole story for us. He made from the beginning of time, from the beginning of this planet to now, for everything to have unfolded to unfold. What I'm going to get, this is Judith chapter 16, verse 14. Let all creatures serve thee, for they spakest, and they were made. Thou send forth thy Thou did it send forth thy spirit, and they created them, and there is none that can resist thy voice. They can't resist the voice of Yahweh Shemashah. That goes for humans as well. That goes for any mortal thing. But of course everything goes going back to the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah. And that's going for the animals. Monkeys, when you see a chimpanzee kill a Shedemite or whatever, hey, who made that monkey in the first place, man? But yeah, that's just the Lord monkeying around. That's all, man. But Con, that's the creatures that you'll see, you know, and that can pop up at any time and whatnot. But that's this is really a whole big lesson within itself, because the Lord can easily uh bring back extinct animals, and of course, like they say the blue whale is going to extinct. What the Lord can literally pop up a million of them, and you have a whole country made out of or island made out of whales, man. So the Lord can do that if He choose. This is Sirach chapter 39 verse 28. They be spirits that are created for vengeance, which is their fury. Lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of Him that made them. So of course, who made these spirits? And I'm just going back to the animals, of course, these beasts that rise against the heathens. It's like beluga whales or like orca whales that hunt the Edomites in like Sweden or something like that. So it's like, you know that's the Lord. That's the Lord doing that. That's not just no random beast playing around thinking you some food. Well, he may think that, but of course it's the Spirit of the Lord messing with Esau, because you got Ammon, Moab, you got Esau that kill all types of animals for their fur, for their teeth, and for their meat and whatnot. You're not supposed to eat that. You're supposed to, but of course they heathens. They don't have no laws. That's what we supposed to have. And Jake sees some Edomites or some Moabites eating something. He gonna be like, yeah, you gonna start a party with them and eat with them, even though they hate him. Probably wanna, destroy him and whatnot. He finna go hand in hand with the heathen, of course. But this is ultimately going on. On the end of times, the Lord can, create creatures, and of course, and new creatures is rising up against this environment that has been taken away, because most parts of the U.S. is just cities and whatnot, or that's the tourist part at least, and also just going into these these other countries raising arms against Babylon. It's Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drinking of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. So calm, man. the nations are what would be not confused, but what do you call it? Yeah, confused. So bamboozled, discombobulated. So these all these nations have drunk of the Lord, their money, their fiat and currency, and all the above. And of course, this not gonna go for long, because of course that Esau has had his drink, and now it's spilled over. He had his run. Now it's time for these heathens to same heathen that you do 1,000 times, and of course these our people as well, the Israelites. The so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and speckled birds. They gonna well, of course you're gonna have race wars and that as well, but you finna have heathens simply destroying this nation. Creating all types of missiles that the Teamanites created. That the Germans, Esau, that the Most High allowed them to have nuclear fission to split an atom. And of course, Most High gave that to the heathen, and the heathens finna use the same thing Esau, quote unquote, discovered and destroy them with that nuclear destruction. ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. This is Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves array against her,